Mock Talk, joined with Coach Krill here. Coach, take us through what we haven't talked to since the home meet, so kind of catch us up to the track team from that point on.
Oh, absolutely. So, obviously, since the last time we talked, we were getting ready for the Blue Hawk games, and turned out really well. We actually had to jump around some days on weather, and we actually were able to squeeze it in on Thursday.
Yep.
And we had great weather. A lot of good things come out from it. A lot of kids putting down personal best, a lot of season best. So as a whole, I mean, it turned out really well, and so we couldn't complain there. And then we actually just got back from this past weekend down in Aberdeen, South Dakota, because Northern State was hosting a meet there, and so we took advantage of going there, and we actually walked away with some pretty good some notes there and some highlights there. One of the things being Jose getting the A standard in the 110 hurdles. Abby Honeyman also got a B standard in the 100 hurdles. So we were able to walk away with some more qualifying marks out of that aspect. We also had a lot of things go pretty well too. So some other, our 4x4 had a outdoor season best. 4x1 had a pretty good showing. So things are coming together and things are going well, and right now we're at that point where we're trying to just kind of get things prepared so that we can be as healthy as we can be and be as prepared as we can be for when we have our conference.
Now, taking it back to the Blue Hawk games, rumor has it that we've added some depth to the jumping team out of that little situation. You wanna touch on that? And,
oh, absolutely.
A familiar face that might be helping the cause from the track and field.
Oh, absolutely. So, obviously, with us hosting the Blue Hawk games, it was open to basically anybody that wanted to come. So when we had about 5-6 teams come, and then we also had a bunch of people come compete on attached. Well, a little did I know, we had our second quarterback, Kayla Ray. He decided he wanted to try the long jump, and since it was an open meet and it was at home, he decided it might as well be a good place to try it. Well, out of nowhere, he jumps 22 feet, and before I know, he's already sitting in the top 5 during the middle of the event, and after I kind of watched a little bit of it and heard a little bit about it, I went to go talk to him, and I asked him, I go, where did that come from? He goes, oh, I don't know, I just tried it out and it worked out, I guess. And I go, well, that's pretty impressive. And he actually told me he's never really done any track and field in his career either. So that just shows a lot of athleticism out of his aspect. And so, kind of after talking to him, he kind of got the interest, and I offered him the opportunity to come out and compete for us for the rest of the year if he's interested, and he was more than willing to do so. So we'll, if things all go well, we'll get him in. We'll at least get him in for another meet before conference, and we'll see what comes out of that.
plenty of multi-sport athletes, even if they don't necessarily realize that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy what some of these athletes can do, and it's great that we have a very good athletic system or athletic programs that understand the concept of being able to help each other out and share each other, and it really does help us kind of find that depth that we want or that we may need during a competition.
Now, as the school year kind of wraps up, take us through what's left on the schedule leading into that conference tournament.
Oh, absolutely. So this weekend we actually will be down in Jamestown. They'll be hosting their annual Al Castle meet. So we'll get there. We'll get some good competition there. Next weekend we're kind of tentative right now. Since it's that week right before conference, we want to make sure that we're getting kids the last opportunity. We're going to try to find an opportunity for the kids to get the last chance to compete. And obviously, if we need the kids to rest, it's a good weekend to rest them.
Sure.
But obviously, the thing that's very unfortunate for us is our finals week is the same week as conference. So making sure that kids are getting all their finals done and all that's another priority that we are taking care of. But the 12th, 13th, and 14th of May is our conference, and the first day is the the start of the decathlon. The second day is the finishing day of the decathlon, the start of the traditional meet. So trying to get all that stuff planned out for that, and making sure kids are primed and ready to compete at the top of their ability. That week is going to be kind of a big focus for us, and then 2 weeks after conference, we'll have our national meet down in Gulf Shores. So obviously the kids that hit qualifying standards, or the kids that are that made those marks, so they'll stay around and they'll keep training, and then we'll get ourselves down to Gulf Shores and then try to make a good showing down at nationals.
Definitely. Alrighty, well, best of luck.
Thank
in those
you.
events, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We're back on Hawk Talk now, joined by one of our men's track and field athletes. Go ahead and reintroduce yourself.
Hi, Jose Choro. I'm a hurdler, junior.
And we've talked to you once this season, so kind of catch us up to speed on where you've been since then. That was during the indoor season.
Yeah.
So take us through kind of the end of that and where you're at currently in the outdoor year.
We had 4 races, I think, already during outdoor season, and the first 3 races were rough. My times were not where they needed to be, and finally this last weekend I managed to hit A standard for the 110 hurdles, and hopefully open another spot. If we could qualify more people, and because we can only take 3 B standards, and that was more of the aim for the season.
So getting that A opened up another spot for someone else. So what do you think the biggest difference was in getting over the hurdle, pun intended, there for the A standard?
I think it was more mental, like my first race, I was not ready, I didn't feel ready, I was nervous over the line, and in the next few races, I was more looking at the times of the guy who was closest to me, and I was more thinking about that rather than my own race. And last weekend, I was just thinking, do your own thing, do my race, and you'll get it, and that's what happened.
Was that kind of your peak, or do you think there's some more time to be shaven from?
Oh no, there's definitely more time. I know I have better times than what I did, and hopefully I can do it by nationals and get that All-American spot like I did last year.
Now, the past couple conference championships have yielded conference champions for the Blue Hawks. So, how do you feel with this year's coming up in about 2 weeks? How do you guys feel heading into that conference championship as a team?
I feel like we're doing good. We're doing great. One of the things we have never lost over the past years is the 4x4. And I think for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, the 4x4 has been on the second spot behind Valley City State. And this last weekend we ran against them and we beat them by, I think it was 6 seconds ahead. And that it's not only the 4x4, but it puts us more we're ahead and we're gonna win it again, and that's what we hope. I think the team is doing great. So
now we got into nationals, obviously trying to get that All-American status. What happens in the summer for you? Do you stay around this area, you go somewhere else, keep competing? What's your summer look like?
I still don't know yet. I know I've been contacted by the national team of El Salvador a few times. They want me to race a couple of times over there, and there's 2 championships going on, and hopefully I get to the Olympics back in August. That's what's been the aim for the last couple of years.
Sure.
Getting to the Olympics, that's going to be in August, and we'll see. It all depends on my times by the time the season progresses and all that.
So you'll get to go on a little bit and compete a couple times there?
Yeah, probably. And we'll see.
All right. Well, even if you don't, best of luck getting that conference championship and the All-American status when you get down there.
Thanks.
Thank you. Back on Hawk Talk, and we're joined by one of our track and field athletes. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Whitney Lewinberger. I'm a junior here this year.
And a thrower, is that
Yep, I'm
correct?
a thrower.
All right, you've had a pretty successful stint, qualified for a couple different national tournaments. So first, kind of take us through your journey and how you've been able to qualify for those national events.
Well, I started throwing when I was a 8th grader, and I fell in love with it, so I started throwing shot and discus in high school, and I had a lot of success then. So I decided to get in contact with a college coach and decided to throw for college. I didn't make nationals for indoor for shot my freshman year, but I made outdoor for discus. So that kind of sparked me
Sure.
to like throw better.
Definitely.
And knew I could make nationals. That was my #1 goal in college, was to make nationals at least once. So I made twice for indoor, and this will be my 3rd for outdoor.
Alrighty, take us through kind of the dynamic of the track and field team. Obviously, you guys aren't doing the same thing out there, but cumulatively, you're all working towards the same goal at something like a conference meet.
Yep.
So I know last spring was an exciting meet for
Yeah.
for the ladies, especially getting that first conference championship. So talk about that dynamic, even though you guys are doing different events, how you guys support each other.
We all try to go around and ask each other how we did and support each other as best as we can. I know I'm a thrower, so I do my own thing. We have our own little group. We don't see the team very often, but on the bus we always ask each other how we did. And last year that was our #1 goal, is to get conference for girls, and we did it. So that was awesome.
How's this year progressing as far as potentially repeating that?
Well, we have 2 more teams in our conference this year, so it'll be a challenge, but I think we could do it if we put our minds to it.
Now, what's kind of the rest of the schedule for you? I know we got finals coming up academically,
Yep.
and you've already qualified for outdoor. So just take us through what's left on your plate for this year.
I have a couple finals to do, and then we have our meet in Jamestown this weekend, so that'll be a good meet to see how we will place that conference. I think most of the teams will be there. I want to try to hit A standard in discus, hopefully, so I can, if someone else qualifies, I can let one of those girls in
Sure.
to go to nationals too.
Now, as a returner to the national tournament, what's your goals and objectives when you get down there?
Last year I was pretty nervous, but I know what to expect now, so I think I can go out and do the best I can, and it's at the same place, so I know the rings, and most of the competition will be the same too.
Alrighty, best of luck with finals, and let's
Thank
get
you.
down to nationals.